Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a great week. So last week we were kind of looking to see whether we would hold above this 4960, and you can see that we held it pretty well and we pushed into these EMAs like we wanted. So now it's really important to see whether we can actually break and stay above this level. This key level at 45161 is kind of the level to break and stay above. So if you stay above 5161, will very likely continue pushing, make a new high eventually as we progress along. But alternatively, we discussed a secondary path last week, and that was like this was your A. We have that bounce. You can see if I draw a trend line, we are right up against resistance as well. So this was B, and we come down. You can see here we are above the channel. So if we do reject and break this red line, we're very likely, going to come down to the next level of support at 4,700. So we are still looking at those two options. And as I've mentioned, this level here at 5161 will be very key. Move into the next level of resistance at 5265 and then make that new high. So I am still looking to see if that happens. You can see here the dollar has pushed into this 1.272 level, but we've still not broken above. I mean, granted, this does look like it's forming some sort of flat. So if the dollar starts to break out at 106, like you can keep an eye on it. This very like pushes eventually into 108 on the dollar. If the dollar just starts to get bid, the market may find it very hard push above 5161. And if that happens, I'll be watching to see whether we chop or whether we follow this blue path down. I think the Wix has been a better indicator of boost. You can see here, once we fail to get over this 21 level, we very likely are just continuing to sell off. So any bounce, I think on Wix, we come back to the bottom of the channel at 12 eventually, which is why I think, this red path on the yes is more likely. So it will, the Wix, if you want to even consider starting being bearish the market, it needs to get back over 17 again. And it's not yet proved that. It looks more bearish than it looks bullish. And you look at the 10-year as well, we are kind of rejecting the top of this channel. So a weak 10-year again can help the market bounce. So that is something to note as well. With that being said, let's look at this week's watch list. The first one I have is Microsoft again. You can see here, pretty much came back into the bottom of the channel. Again, you can see here, this is support right on earnings. We held and then we gapped up. Now, I won't be surprised if two potential zones, either it comes down to fill this gap and then it bounces and then makes a new high, or if it is more, you can see here, if I fib it, you can see here, right now it's the zero point 0.5 fib. So you could watch for this 401 level, or you can watch to see if we break above 409, 410. Either we come down to 401 and bounce, we break above 410, and then we very likely, push into 420, 427. So those are kind of your key levels to watch on Microsoft. And yeah, so between these two is the current chop range. And once that range breaks, you can play the direction of the move. That's why I had Microsoft calls on this week's FUTU. Again, a lot of people are starting to turn bullish on China. I personally, I would really like to see it prove itself. You can see here, we pretty much have been chopping within this weird channel. And you can see here, if I flip this, you can see here right now, I flipped this high to this low, and you can see as long as we stay below 68, this could be the end of wave 5. If it can, you can see here, this is also a resistance level up here. So if it breaks above 68, then I think, it can push into 83, and that would be the start of a breakout. You can see here, above that, there's a lot of empty space higher. However, you can see here, this could be the completion of 5 waves. If it is, you can see here, it does have, bullish or bearish, I do think that before it even thinks of hitting 80 plus, we will fill this gap at 62. It's kind of what I have, whether you're bullish or bearish. I do think that if we break below 66, we come down to fill this gap at 62 before it decides what to do. But yeah, that is the resistance level on FUTU. So keep an eye on that. Next one I have is PayPal. Given that yields look like they're about to come down, you can see here that PayPal does have a giant all the way up to 72. So if we do break over 66, 66.5, I think we push into 70 and 72, fill a gap higher on PayPal. So that's why I have PayPal. And you can see we've broken out of this channel as well on PayPal for this week. Last but not the least, what we have is Snow. Again, I mean, this is the opposite kind of gap fill. This would likely probably be on the 4-hour chart. So you can see here that we did gap up here. So I mean, this would probably just be a daily play if it does happen. So you can see here, this 161 is resistance. So if we break below 158, you can see that we do have an unfilled gap all the way to 152. And you can see here, this is also a level of support. So I mean, I don't think we break 161 without testing support first. So it's kind of why I have snow puts. If you break 158, come down to fill this gap at 152. If we break 151 though, then it very easily will come down to 130s on Snow. So yeah, that's what I have on Snow. That's all I have for this week. I hope you have a great day.
Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more Wolf's weekly Wavelist videos and other content.